Hope you can see me.
Very well on your background.
Thank you. Let me start sharing so I can. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
But put it in the presentation mode.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And a great opportunity to welcome you to another ICAN Highflyer mentorship program, the second edition of it, put together by mentor Dr. Deji Awobotu, FCA, and Mrs. Chioma Ifeanyi Eze. Let me start on the note by wishing you a compliment of the season and appreciating your time at the last edition that was held in the month of December 2022. I want to believe that majority of us that were connected to the program were actually, we've checked our MCPD credit, and by now we have it live and direct, courtesy the mentors. And aside that, some of the things we learned at that program, we've started putting them into practical use because the essence of it is how can we improve our lot? Things are changing, the dynamics of our practice, the dynamics of business are changing, and we need to just move straight with it. On this note, I want to welcome you to the second edition of the ICAN Highflyer Mentorship Program. Today, like we had the other time during the justice too, and the topics bordered around transition into digital transformed accountant and the impact of emerging technology on accounting and audit profession. I want to believe that you know that the three cardinal points that this mentorship focus on lies on entrepreneurship, information technology, and career building. And I want to believe that you will definitely tap from the experience of some of the people that will be talking to us on monthly basis. The essence of it is to equip us and prepare us even for the task ahead. It was quite inciting the other time, and I want to tell you that we have another seasoned paper presenter who I know they are coaches, they are mentor in their capacity. And we'll be starting without wasting our time with the first paper presentation, and that is transitioning into digital transformed accountant. And to do justice to this is no other person than Mrs. Folashade Femi Lawal. But before I yield the floor to her, I want you to meet Mrs. Folashade Femi Lawal. She is a fellow of our great institute and currently the head card and messaging business of First Bank. She has over 25 years work experience, which I just mentioned to you, that she's the head of the card and messaging business of First Bank of Nigeria, the premier bank in West Africa, and leading financial inclusion service provider in Nigeria for over 127 years. She is a digital payment expert, mentor, panelist, sought-out conference speaker, mentor for Gosham Lynch and Consulting in United States of America, and currently sits on the Executive Council of CEBIH, that is the Committee of E-Business Industry Heads, a well-rounded C-suite leader with more than 20 years experience of industrial leadership, strategic partnership, communication, and mentoring skill, often referred to as a leading lady. She led the team that launched the digital payment for rural voluntary workers in the northern region in partnership with UNICEF, the first of its kind in Nigeria. She has delivered outstanding business and financial results, loyal and motivated team, both in the banking industry, passionate for financial inclusion and women empowerment at all levels. I can tell you the last time we had Chioma here, she was actually indeed an inspiration. I can't wait to tell you what you will get from Folashade Femi Lawal. So without wasting our time, let me yield the floor to our paper presenter. Like you read through the profile, she's a mentor herself, and she will be doing justice to transitioning into digital transformed accountant. This is not theoretical talk, it's a practical thing. I'm sure majority of you that have opportunity knowing about ICAN, which everyone is transforming to. These are part of the pioneer people. And when you say it with the first bank, she's actually there. So pick up your pen. It's going to be an educative time, very insightful. It's going to be interactive. We'll take the first 45 minutes with Folashade. Then I come in with the second paper presenter. Then please pick your questions. I'll be picking on them as we progress. On this note, Folashade, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okunade FCA. And good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here this evening. And I acknowledge the efforts and the visionaries behind this Highflyer mentoring section, Dr. Dejiawo Botu and Mrs. Chioma Eze. I actually went back to listen to the recording for the first session. I was part of it, and it's such a joy to see the passion and the commitments displayed to take our profession to the next level and beyond. So, and thanks for the opportunity to be here. Now I'm going to start my presentation with two quotes, Charles Darwin, and you see the next person. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. And then we all know this famous phrase. At least you have one of his devices in your house or in your organization, if you're a professional worthy of your salt. If your business is not on the internet, then your business will be out of business. So let's keep that in mind as we go through the introduction. Each and every one of us, whether accountants or a teacher or a lawyer or a bricklayer, we are all faced in the course of our lives with a series of great opportunities that are brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. That's Charles Swindoll. We also need, as professionals, to now at this point rethink the accounting process I remember that last week, the maiden edition, Mrs. Chioma walked us through how to be a digital accountant, how you can begin to leverage your digital opportunity, your digital understanding, your digital experience for your clients, to support your clients. And Dr. Deji spoke about how to be this 21st century CFO, leveraging technology. They are all sticking to the same thing. And we must now think about our accounting profession that has, instead of being a traditional profession that has established rules and principles. And we all know, to every debit, there must be a credit. No leftover, no story. With the current trends of globalization, businesses, including accounting profession, we are all faced with stronger regulations and numerous technology solutions and innovation, and our great accounting profession is not exempted. Due to this globalization, accounting profession will be faced with several challenges that information technology is redefining. We all agree that since prior to COVID, and much more so after pre-COVID, post-COVID, information technology has changed our world in ways that were unfathomable. Intelligent advancement in machine learning, big data is setting the stage for a new digital era where organizations will need to reinvent themselves with more innovative business process for us to enhance functionality and our relevance. Remember, the part of the first quote says, if your business is not on the internet, then you are out of business. Rising customer expectation that has been defined like what I call the GAFA, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. They have redefined customer expectation. They have moved the goalpost to far, far, far. And the advent of new technologies have become a key driving forces for any kind of process, digitalization inclusive. While this is inevitable, this industry, any kind of industry, will face still challenges to deliver the right product, exceeding customer expectation. The same Steve Jobs says, know your customers so well that you are anticipating their need before they realize they will need they need it. Industry leaders, and I believe we have industry leaders in this audience this evening. We now need to rethink on how to reinvent the terms of engagement in order to sustain our relevance in the new digital era. Without boring you, this is what digital transformation is about, which is our focus. Business transformation enabled by digitalization. It is a changing of business processes enabled or forced by digitalization technologies. And we talk about fintechs. You now see how fintechs is giving traditional banks like our bank a run for our naira, even now $1. I've also taken time to define what digitalization is all about and what is digitization. But our focus is more on digital transformation. Now, let's look at critical areas that we can, in the digital space, that we can employ, we can actually explore as an accountant. Mrs. Chioma spoke extensively and provided practical examples, walking us through how we can begin to create digital forms for the things that we carry around physically or that we handle manually in the course of discharging our duty as accountants. We are now seeing critical areas where digitalization needs to happen, that is already happening. Global markets, emerging tech, device and infrastructure, IT software and business services, telecom services, And you are seeing the percentages in how to get things done. About 10 years ago, Internet of Things was the in thing, was the word, was the slang. Can you see that it's now occupying 27% of what is now critical area? Help desk, mobile device management, and all of that. Cloud computing, we talked about cloud computing last week, the last session. Networking. Now, overview of all elements and dimensions. What should be our role in digital transformation? This need to be, if this on its own is a full day strategy. But I will touch on the elements of dimensions that plays a role in digital transformation. We must not forget that if our businesses are not on the internet, we are actually out of business. We must not forget that. And out of business actually means digital transformation, digital exposure, being a digitally transformed accountant. And I'll tell you what your hashtag should be. Hashtag, I am a solution provider. You are going beyond being an accountant to being a solution provider. It is so important. You must see yourself as a solution provider, not just doing a post-mortem review of spend. So we have the contextual condition, we have the mechanism, and we also have the outcomes. I will challenge you to now put this in a table and put the services you render to your clients and see where you stand. Inside the organization or outside the organization, the things that are already giving a big challenge to the regular work, to the regular principles of accountants. Environmental determinants, organizational determinants, mechanism link contextual conditions with outcome. How do we develop a digital business strategy as an accountant while still living above the minimum poverty level? How do you unlock the organization? We were taught on how we are going to deal with our clients by enhancing, by providing solutions, exploitation and leveraging of digital capabilities. We will get to that. Merging human and computer interaction. We must develop a digital transformation strategy for our career, for our organization, for our personal use. There's something they call Global Personal Development Plan, GPDP, Global Personal Development Plan. There's also Personal Development Plan, PDP, not the political party, but we are talking about your own political party. Hi, Folashade. PDP means, what is your personal development plan? Where do you see yourself? And the moment you cannot find your PDP inside any organization you find yourself, it is time to start weighing your options. Now, GPDP is Global Personal Development Plan, which is, where do you see yourself in the global place, in the global scheme of things? The world has become a global village. We have Nigerians that does not even know where Murtala Mohammed International Airport is located, that are earning dollars, pounds, without leaving Nigeria, all on their computer. Last edition, we were taking through how you can digitize your engagement with your clients. Tonight, I want to challenge you. Take it a notch higher. You must have a global personal development plan. If you cannot find your own, find your portion. In the midst of global relevance, a local champion is no champion at all. You must see yourself as a global player, as an accountant. And you know our esteemed institute, our great institute, has partnership with global institutions at ICAEW and several others. That is not a reason for you to hide under the radar and say you're not going to be relevant. Now we will talk about multidimensional framework of digital transformation. Digital transformation involves numerous things and is a much more complex process. This is a common misconception that digital transformation simply means you must adopt new technologies to service your customer. No, it is a lot more than that. It is a breakdown of the entire process, detailing each phase, from context, internal factors to external factors, from the process to innovation and integration. What am I challenging you? Decouple how you serve your customers, your clients, how you deliver your inputs, so that you can determine your outcomes. The final phase of digital transformation is where all plans, initiatives, and strategies created in the earlier phases come to achievement. Digital transformation effect can be seen from within the organization, and I mean within you as an entity, as we are taught in law. In terms of changes in your processes, what are you adopting? What new tech are you adopting? New business models to outside of it in terms of how organizations that are part of a digital business ecosystem affect the society. This one involves cyber threats, digitalized individuals, and the general trend towards the digital economy. The digital economy has come to stay. I provided those high-level background so that I can share with you my journey, my strategic transition from a student of zoology at Great Ife to a qualified accountant who is today adjudged as a senior executive digital transformation expert. I was given school admission at OAU in 1988 in the zoology department. And I was hoping to cross over to medicine, which is like my family tradition. We have more than 15 medical doctors in my family, both first and second generation. But see what happened. I saw how my older sister that are medical doctors still depend on my dad for upkeep. And I told myself, let me borrow myself some brain. And I noticed how comfortable my uncle that is an accountant is. I changed my course to accounting, third year of zoology at Ife. I missed the year, but I did not miss my destiny. That's how I began a career in accounting profession. I was blessed to be trained as an accountant at the famous PricewaterhouseCoopers between 1995 to 1998. I qualified as an accountant in 1998. And let me tell you, it is the same thing for us accountants. When you are profiled, management assessment of proficiency, the accountant's brain only know debits and credits. To every debit, there must be a credit leg. I was profiled as a non-tech savvy and judged to be capable of handling any technical role. I know some of us might be slightly overwhelmed by what Chairman was taking us through the first session. Trust me, it is never late for you. I challenged myself when I was given an opportunity at First Bank to lead digital banking as a pioneer group head. Remember, my profiling as an accountant, as we call it, bloody accountant, is cannot handle anything techy. In fact, my previous goal is to become a CFO, just drinking tea somewhere while signing off some accounts, financial statement of organizations. But there was a thirst in me that wants more, that I can be more than this, than mere sitting down in the office. Accountant life can be a bit boring for restless people like me. I proceed from being an accountant to getting my FCA and to get certified as an enterprise risk manager. Today, I'm a fellow. I went ahead to do my MBA in management information systems. What am I saying? I moved over from being an accountant at the age of 42. So it's never late for you. I was called up to become head of digital banking at the age of 45. So it's never late. Oh, don't say I'm getting old. She's lucky because she did it when she was young. No. I moved to First Bank as a business development officer, handling mobile money for telecoms and public sector. When I had twin toddlers that I'm looking after, and my husband has a break in his career. What am I saying? I went on to achieve significant milestones. We launched the first mobile banking app for First Bank. We entered the market late, but when we got in there, when the elephant come, everybody, area scatter. We took over. Until today, the mobile banking app that I launched has a body accountant who is not supposed to be tech savvy, has been getting global recognition, global awards for First Bank, and is still getting it. What am I saying? You can move from being a local champion to global player. I am now a globally recognized digital transformation expert. I now sit on the board of fintechs, both local and international, contributing to the development of agency banking, fintech, startups in Nigeria. What will facilitate a successful transition for you as an accountant to digitally transformed accountant? Determination. That is very key. If it is not in you, ICAN Highflyer mentoring session, you can have 100 of it. You will remain the same. You have to be determined to change the dial, to move from where you are to where you ought to be. To also challenge the status quo. Do not entertain fear in pursuing your goal. Believe in yourself. Be a visionary. Set a target for yourself. The anchors of this session, both Choma and Deji, they are visionary who did not want to stay settled in their empire. They are successful accountants. They are successful entrepreneurs. They are successful professionals in their own realm. Yet, they chose to add value to thousands of the rest of us. Don't be limited by your background. I got a 2-2 in accounting at IFE. But that did not stop me from being a cerebral person. My bosses and my professional colleagues refer to me as a cerebral person, as a cerebral lady. She's an all-rounder. I did not allow 2.2, 2.2 to tie me down. No, that does not define me. Hard work does not kill anybody. It only brings the best out of you. Study and gather knowledge at every opportunity. Have mentors. Follow who know road. Follow people that have walked the path and succeeded. Be disciplined enough to allow yourself to be trained. Invest wisely. Get books. Get books that can guide you. Now you can subscribe to LinkedIn Premium package, and that gives you visibility. There are lots of trainings on LinkedIn, free. Salvation is free. So is this digital transformation journey. It is free. Invest in yourself and your career development. Go for free and paid training. In the course of this presentation, you will see several sites, Ivy League school sites, where you can get certificates after online training. Chickeny change, $10, $5, $20. You will get Harvard Business School certificate without leaving your Ajegunle or your Lekki or your Aja home. What's the mindset for success for a digitally transformed accountant? Your right mindset, that I said to be determined, need to be complemented by a series of actions. And you all know, successful people have a set of habits that they practice consistently that enable success. You must sleep well. I know Lagos traffic does not make that possible, but you must be selfish about your mental health. If you don't sleep well, your heart, the quality of your output will be affected. Volunteer, get feedback, volunteer for program by the Institute. If you have identified a mentor whose life inspire you, look for anywhere you see that they have a program, volunteer. Most of my mentors in my career today, my almost 30-year career, I met them in the course of volunteering. Get feedback. Some of us don't like feedback. Some of us, we surround ourselves with psychophants. If you are the smartest in the midst of your network, then you are in the wrong association. You must exit and look for where you are the least so you can aspire. Know what you want. Be irrevocably committed to what you want in life. I know that I can't set you to just be a CFO, drinking coffee and signing off financial statements. I want more. I want a lot of activities. My passion will not let me settle. You must be humble. Humility. Humility gets you through the door. You must know your why. Don't ask for things. Give value first. And success is not built on foundation of failures, but through the learnings and improvements that comes from it. The Google form we were taught at the maiden edition, you might have made some mistakes. Don't give up on yourself. In the early days of digital banking, I would leave my toddlers at home on a Saturday, drive to First Bank head office, read from like 9 o'clock till like 7 p.m. On my way back home, I can't remember a thing. Digital transformation is all gone, but it's somewhere there. I didn't give up. I know I've asked myself several times, Shade will send you a message. Go back to your accounting profession and be happy. Each failure teaches us what won't work. Like the person that discovered the light bulb, what he said was he did not fail 999 times. He only discovered 999 ways not to make a light bulb. Mindset sharpens your critical thinking. You must hone the way you learn and apply learning insights. It offers you the extra energy to persevere, challenge conventions. Don't let anybody categorize you. Don't let anybody put you in a box and lock you up. When men categorize you and boxes you into a corner, they can cancel you out. Surprise yourself. Enrich your experiences. Learn to be wise and to distinguish yourself even within your determination. This is a very important slide in the midst of all that I'll be sharing with you today. If you are looking for websites where you can learn without leaving the comfort of your home, there's Coursera, there's Harvard Leadership Certificate course, there's Udemy Free Resource Center, there's actually London Business School. You don't need to go to London. You don't even need to have UK visa. You don't need to have US visa. You don't even need to have Nigeria international passport to get all these courses and get certificates that you'll be proud to display. I paid through my nose to go to Harvard Business School, executive education training. Now they made it easy. There's London Business School certificate, there's Harvard Leadership Certificate, there's a listening free certificate course when there are tons of Ivy League school, MIT, Stanford, all of them. You can actually do online training and get certificates if you are disciplined enough. Oxford online free certificate, there is CDX. That one has over 2,000 free online courses from 140 leading institutions worldwide. You can't get it any cheaper. We only need to create time. There's also top resume and career advice courses, all free. My fellow accountants, what are you waiting for? Why would you change that? Why would you change your narrative? Who says you cannot hand side hustle aside being in that audit firm where you feel you are not being appreciated, where they are still putting you on turn by turn international limited? It's until the top is free that they can promote you. You can actually bump yourself ahead of the pack. People now do few months course in Scrum Master, and then you can begin to consult globally and begin to earn dollars. Who says you cannot change your current financial position? Who says you cannot enhance your certificate from ICAN? Who says you cannot add value globally? I did not get to where the board I'm sitting on globally by merely being an accountant. There was more layer to it. So they realized I could offer them a multi-dimensional advisory, be an accountant, be a digital transformation person, and also having experience over 30 years, global exposure, fintech, startups, and all of that. They all add up. Enhance your CV. There are thousands of PhD holders looking for work. There are first-class graduates looking for work. And what are we saying? Chartered accountants, anywhere we find ourselves, we are a blessing to any organization. It is therefore needed to reflect on where we are at as accountants. Where do we stand in this era of digitalization? And where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And I'm challenging you. Maybe you will submit it to the anchors. Have a plan, personal development plan, personal global development plan. In the next 10 years, where do you see yourself? I need you to come up with that. You can share directly with me. The anchors can share my email address, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Folashade Femi Lawal. I will be happy to support you and look at it. What is your global development plan? What is your personal development plan? When you have this signed, sealed, and delivered, wherever you find yourself, you begin to check. If it does not align, then it's time to start asking yourself hard questions. How do you embrace technology role in our various accounting practice and as a professional body, knowing that technology would disrupt traditional societal structures and institutions? It is doing that already. Like I said, it is not the strongest that survives. It is that professional that is adaptive to change very quickly, that will thrive in the years to come. We heard about ChatGPT that can even now duplicate people's work for them. How do you maintain your relevance? By continually ensuring that you maintain your value proposition to your clients, members of the institute, and the students. The future is happening all around us, and we must rise to the challenge to meet it and thrive in the new industrial revolution. I'm wrapping this up with Jack Welch, the world-renowned corporate leader, that says, if the rate of change on the outside exceeds the rate of change on the inside, the end is near. Meaning, your career is already on the line. Your consistency, the continuous pay packets, paycheck is already at risk. Our lunch is up for grabs. if the rate of change that is happening all around you is much more than what is happening within you as an accountant, you are becoming a dinosaur. As they will tell us in the fintech world, if you don't innovate, you will become a dinosaur. I would like to bring my presentation to a close for now. Thank you for having me. Over to you.
Please, wherever you are, can we put our hands together for Folashade Femi Lawal? While she was about to start, I said, Chioma started last week, which she made reference to. And you know, there is nothing you can tell me that this is indeed a mentoring way. Someone using a practical life to tell you how you can translate. A zoologist. Shade, I never know that you started your career to be in the bush, but now you've left the bush to now stay with the bigger boys on the planet Earth. That was a great way, and sincerely speaking, you've inspired us. For our listeners, I want you to start preparing your question because after the second paper presenter, I will bring it. And a lot we have learned from Folashade today on this topic. It's very inspiring. And I think, you know, people like us that didn't go to school too much, they are already digitalizing the process of the talkative. So, you know, I'm an accountant, and I can use myself as a case study who started as an administrator to being an accountant, and now being seen as a journalist. Thank God for people like you who has brought in IT into the world. So I talk from Monday to Friday on majority of the TV stations, analyzing issue without leaving my office or my house. At times I do like 3, 4 in a day. It's to tell you that things are changing. People are asking, are you a chartered accountant or a journalist? I say, take the one you like there. Some will even say, are you an engineer? Because you major in this area. So I'm just collaborating what our mentor for today is challenging us. Leave your comfort zone. Read. Equip yourself. Be determined. I love that quote from Folashade saying, it is not the strong, but those that are adaptive to change. You must be determined in yourself to change. I'm sure if you are still in that zoology, maybe by now I wouldn't even have met Shade, because you'll be other side where I will not be. You know that other side then.
You'll be asking for my cage number.
For your cage. Well, but today you are changing the dynamics of things. Thank you very much. And I can see from the chat, the great Ife are proud of their own.
Yes.
Great Ife, anytime, any day. Don't let me go to that area before I shake the table. But thank you very much. To all our listeners, please, I want you to prepare your question. I'll take the second paper presenter and I'll come back to our session. I'm sure, like we mentioned to you, this is an avenue to mentor people, to give you that inspirational words that will change circumstances, that in the next 2-3 years, you should be part of this team that will definitely be mentoring individuals. And they can tell you for free that as a chartered accountant, you are the change agent that we can talk of in this global space. Once again, thank you so much, Folashade Femi Lawal. And I proceed to welcome the second one. Shade, please, you can stop sharing your screen. Folashade, please, you can stop sharing your screen so that I can invite. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going straight to the second presentation. And you see, for those of you that you are here, you'll be doing us a great pleasure by contacting your friend. How do you spend your Sunday evening? Third Sunday in particular, how do you spend it? It's part of what Shade has taught us. It's part of what Chioma taught us. last month, and Dr. Deji. You must learn every time. And some of the things Shade has shared here today, I'm sure you have not wasted your time this particular evening. So I go straight to invite the second paper presenter, who will be talking on the impact of emerging technology on accounting and audit profession. Awiko, Shade, you start. I don't know the dynamics that this, my second paper presenter, will definitely take you to. But join me as I welcome Olawale Olashile Abiola, FCA, who is the partner and co-founder of AO and FA Consulting, and he is a double first-class product, a fellow of our great institute with over 2 decades of professional experience in accounting and audit, tax and management, consulting, corporate finance, and treasury business recovery process. Trained many C-suite business manager and director through foreign MBA and MSc program from University of Leicester in London. A first-class product of Ladoke Akintola University and alumnus of the Lagos Business School. Like I said at the beginning, a partner and co-founder of AO and FA Consulting, and also the managing partner Olawale Abiola and Co. I can tell you for free, the man coming in the last month, a female and a male. And I can tell you, gone are those days when they say the place of a woman is in the other room. No, they are actually taking space now, and they are shaking the table. Don't just go to SWAM meeting. You will know that you men, you need to buckle up. And every of the program anchored for the institute during induction, it's been a tough one. Every best student every year now female. I ask myself, where are the male? They are out there hustling. But Wale is going to definitely give boost to we the men. And on that note, let me use the floor to Olawale as he makes his presentation. Wale, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sheson Opade. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Very well.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I don't want to see this as a matter of male or female. You know, in ICAN, there is no gender in ICAN. No gender in ICAN. We are all men. So, you know,
don't let this one hear that, so Wale. It will come for you.
No gender in ICAN. We are all men. So, looking at the fantastic work of Chioma, and of course, looking at the fantastic work of Dr. Deji Aogotu, and coming up with this idea, and of course, the fantastic one and very welcoming one. I want to say thank you for the opportunity they're giving to me to be here. Of course, Madam Folashade have said quite a lot of things, you know, and of course, I've also learned a lot of things from what she has said. An expert in her field, and of course, very highly respectable professional in the field of digital accounting in Nigeria. So I'll be quickly talking on the topic of impact of emerging technology. The impact of emerging technology on accounting and audit profession. Definitely, this is something that is going to allow me to shake a lot of tables. I'm going to shake a lot of tables. So I'm running ahead. I have very limited time, so I will try as much as possible to ensure I stay within my time so that I can share what I have for my professional colleagues. That of course, you've been able to talk a bit about my profile. So it's there again. Now, I always encourage person in my presentation. I believe that there is no man has the monopoly of knowledge. Only God has monopoly of knowledge, and He give it to those, of course, that fear. And I'm not claiming I do everything here. So basically, if you have any points you want to share, you can share your point through the comment. And of course, I know that our anchor will try as much as possible to share with me. Okay, now I am going to start my class. I'm going to start my class with this video that I dabbled upon. The video is all about Smart Store by Amazon. And of course, quite a lot of questions in my mind. I just want us to watch this video Then, of course, I'm going to ask the question. Then, of course, I'm going to answer that question. Very, very, very disruptive video. Quite a lot of things. So just watch the video. It's less than 2 minutes. And, of course, I'll come back.
So I was in London a few days ago, and I saw something that I've never seen before. And I've been thinking about it ever since. It's kind of bothering me. Have you guys seen these new stores that Amazon is building? There's no cashiers, no checkout area, no cash registers. You just scan your Amazon app, walk in, take anything you want, walk out, and your Amazon account is automatically charged, and a receipt is sent to you by email. I'm honestly not sure what to think about this. On the one hand, it is very convenient, even kind of cool. On the other hand, it feels like the next level of surveillance. It feels kind of scary to be normalizing this. And it is going to be normalized. This is the future of grocery shopping and probably all shopping, and I'll tell you why. Walmart, for example, says that they lose about $3 billion a year from theft. But it's basically impossible to steal from a store like this. You can go ahead and try, take anything you want, stick it in your pocket and walk out. You're still going to be charged. You can't even get into the store without scanning your app. They know who you are the moment you walk through the door, and they've access to your credit card. This means that Amazon stores will automatically be more profitable, and that will force all the other stores to either drop their prices to compete or adopt the same model, and I suspect they'll do the latter. So imagine that in the not too distant future, shopping as a whole is going to be basically automated surveillance. Interesting as well that the book of Revelation says that there's going to be a time when you won't be able to buy or sell without a particular mark. You can really see how something like that is possible now. You can't just walk into a store like this and try to buy something with cash. It's not even that they won't let you use cash, you just can't. It's impossible. So again, it's convenient, but I think kind of scary. What do you guys think?
Thank you very much. I want to believe my viewers can hear the sound of the video. Anchor, can you please confirm that to me that you can hear the sound of the video? Hello, Mr. Chesson. Okay, yeah. I want to believe the viewer could hear the sound.
Yes, yes, they can hear the hear the video.
Thank you very much. Now, a lot of questions in my mind watching this video. A lot of questions in my mind as an accountant and also as a practicing accountant, and also
the video was cool, and I'm sure you get a reaction.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you'll get a reaction.
Thank you very much. So now the questions in my mind is that if I'm an accountant or probably I'm the CFO of this smart store, what will happen to me? You know, who is the CFO of that smart store? Who are the people in charge of the finance? You know, I'll probably I'm the auditor for this. I'm here to audit this smart store. What will happen to me? Will I need to come with all my big manual documents, or I have to come with all my knowledge of auditing in terms of how samples and every kind of thing? No, yes. I can say no and I can say yes. But one thing is very key here, that in this smart store, you know, we are going to have a destruction of what is known as double entry principle. Double entry principle will not be for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding debit entry in this smart store. In this smart store, what will be the double entry principle? Will be for every digital debit entry, there must be a corresponding digital credit entry. And for every digital credit entry, there must be a corresponding digital debit entry. What does that tell me? That for me to survive in this store, probably to have any stake in this store as a finance person, I must be a digital chartered accountant. Not only that, as an auditor, you know, I cannot audit this firm. I cannot audit this store if I am not a digital auditor. Quite a lot of questions in my mind, and of course, I think I've been able to develop that. You know, so let's go on and we could see what more we need to talk about now. What are the times under emerging technology? I want to encourage us, please, as an accountant, gone are the days that all we just want to know is debit and credit. Gone are the days where we are all what we are interested in is the IFRS of this world is very good. I'm not saying they are not good, they are very good. But in addition to that, in order to move with the trend, just like Madam Folashade said, in order for us to move to the trend, in order for the change outside to correspond with the change inside, there's a need for us as an accountant to embrace this term, innovation, very key. We must be an innovative chartered accountant. The word artificial intelligence, it's not a word for an IT expert alone. No, it's a word for every chartered accountant. Every chartered accountant to embrace, you know, that knowledge. You have to know what is happening there. because this is coming, into our field and it's interrupting what our field. Machine learning. What is machine learning? It's a type of artificial intelligence that allows software applications to become more accurate or predictive outcome without explicit program to do so. Now, machine learning is more part of artificial intelligence, and of course, is part of the tool in the emerging technology that is going to interrupt what with our field in accounting. Algorithm is that procedure formula that look at what you do repetitively. He has to look at what you do, and of course, not only that, he try as much as possible to come up with a future, activity or a future mind of what you are going to do without you even prompting it. That is the power of algorithm, and of course, it's coming into our field, and of course, it's going to interrupt our field. There's what we call a robotic process water automation. Robotic process automation is going to be a big water emerging technology that is going to impair what our field as an accountant. When you hear the word data is not just what you buy from Airtel or MTN. It has gone beyond that. We have seen as an accountant, of course, that we have the capacity to be able to manage financial data. But now we are talking more not only on data, we are looking at big data. You as an accountant, you have to have the knowledge of big data in order for you to be able to be yourself, for order for you to be able to be part of the new era of digital water technology. Not only that, there's what we call big data water analytics. Every chartered accountant, gone are the days that only what you want to use to analyze your data is just Excel. Oh, I know Excel. No, it's beyond that. It's beyond. For you to be able to participate in the digital era, for you to be able to be relevant in the digital era, you must have the knowledge of what they call big data analytics. In my firm now, we are currently partnering, with the big data analytics IT company. And we have like 3 or 4 meetings now. And they were surprised that why is there an accounting firm that is coming with this idea? And I told them, come, as I can have over 50,000 chartered accountants, and things are changing. The way work are changing. A lot of things are changing. And as a firm, we want to take the lead. We want to take the lead by ensuring that every chartered accountant is trained on this field. They say, okay. Well, they are interested in training anybody, but however, they don't want to. I said, don't worry, we are here to partner. My firm now is currently in that to partner with them in order to train accountants. There are many accountants that don't have knowledge of it, and as the nearest future, if you're a chartered accountant, you don't have a lot of data analytics, and that's going to be a lot of prayer. But Flash has said a lot of things about digital transformation. It's a big emerging that is coming. Digital transformation is not an IT word. No, it's a term that is going to interrupt a lot of what field, including accounting. Digital technology, we're already using it. We don't know. We have it already. The smartphone in our hand, the online game, the multimedia, the mobile phones, they are the digital technologies that are probably that is going to interrupt and also interrupting what our field in accounting. It is, of course, it's known that business environments, they are never the same. Things are always evolving. And of course, the rate of change now is very, very fast. Customer tastes are increasing almost every second and every now and there. So there's a need for innovation everywhere in the world. In fact, businesses need more innovative ideas, both for what financial and non-financial objective. And of course, you see the process under the world is moving very fast totally from conventional to digital method. In fact, almost every businesses are moving to a digital level in order to ensure the move in the line of what is happening or there. Of course, we're going to talk about digital transformation, talk about digital level, digital trust is there. The digital risk is there. We have a lot of risks that I'm going to share, in my slide. Expose business to digital risks and which will necessitate the need for digital trust. Accounting firms have been spending around 3 billion to 5 billion a year in order to move into technology, according to recent reports. And what that tells you, accounting firms are already around the world. They are moving towards that trend of digital technology. Full effect of technology on the future of accounting is yet to be determined. But among other things, technology is expected to facilitate the field work by automating the time-consuming and the manual tasks. The World Economic Forum statistics shows that 30% of every corporate audit will be performed by AI. By 2025. What does that tell you? That by 2025, you see 30% of every corporate audit carried out by AI. So which means that there are some audit firms that will lose their jobs. In my office, you see when professional colleagues come around, they say, why you and your partner, why you spending so much, why you invest so much in IT? I say, yes, because that's the way to go. That's the way to go. You don't have to be in client environment from Monday to Friday. No, you can be in your office and connect and do a lot of things. That's the way to go. And you as an accountant or something, you must get yourself prepared in order to be in that field. Now, this is another bigger emerging technology, 5G technology.
Dr. Wale Abiola, let me interject you, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, pardon, before you go to the 5G technology, I want to tell our viewers who are part of this program, you're free to bring in your questions on the platform so that I can prepare them for Lashadi and also the one that are meant for Wale as we proceed. So please throw your question on the platform on the live chat. I'm actually there to monitor things, then we can have it. But let me quickly say this. We are moving to digital world. This program is hosted in the cloud. Anytime you want to do it, tell your friend. I've already shared a link of the last presentation. Just type ICAN Highflyer. It brings it up and you can listen to it. Gone are those days when you send email or you send link or program like this via mail, you connect in the cloud. Just type iCloud and you get those things up. But please, we await your questions via the live chat. Over to you, Mr. Biola.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, so I'm talking about, I was on the point of the 5G technology. 5G technology is one of the key emerging technology that is interrupting accounting and that it's interrupting and it's going to interrupt more. We have it in Nigeria now. You know, MTN Nigeria, they've turned off the 5G spectrum. Of course, not for everybody, but for a certain level of customers, to 20, they say 20,000 customers. But of course, as I said, every chartered accountant must have the knowledge of what 5G is all about. You don't have to have a full knowledge. But of course, I can tell you this is a disruptive technology. Every audit firm must have that level of understanding of what 5G can do and what it cannot do in order to help you to know how to approach your work. 5G is going to be a lot of broadband infrastructure in Nigeria. What does that mean? It means that there will be improvement and there will be investment in broadband infrastructure. It's going to be a lot of attraction from Internet of Things to many businesses. And of course, it's going to create a lot of smart city. Not only Lagos coming up with smart city, there will be a lot of but the only problem that I know in Nigeria is that, of course, power. We have to resolve the issue of our power. Of course, I know things are going, power will get better, and I know definitely, that will help us to be able to move up the smart city. Smart office, 5G will be a lot of smart office and a smart home. And I've said, I'm always saying that 5G is not COVID-19 related. There's no correlation between 5G and COVID-19. In physics, there's what we call electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation is a field within physics where you have electromagnetic rays. And of course, we have to call it ionizing and non-ionizing. Ionizing rays are those ones that affect the human body. That's the X-rays and the gamma rays. Then the non-ionizing rays are those ones that they don't have any effect, but are very, very small. And of course, the technology and the telecom technology is part of it. Now, the question is, if they have been using for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years, and you don't have any effect, definitely 5G you don't have. I'm still going to share to us. So if 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, that's no effect on it. Then 5G will not have any effect. It has no correlation with COVID-19. Now, of course, I've said the 5G that we have now, only MTN have turned it off, and it's for each cost. And they have said it's only for 20,000 customers, and they are enjoying now. MTN and MAFA have paid 273.6 million. Not only that, Airtel Nigeria currently now is bidding for it currently. Now, and they are the only bidder for the second phase of that, which means that everybody is going towards 5G. Please take note, 5G is not the only thing. We have 6G and 7G in research currently now, better than 5G, and could be used to leverage the power of artificial intelligence far more effectively. The question is, what concerns me as a chartered accountant? What concerns me? This is not IFRS. I don't need to know about this. It doesn't affect me. No, it concerns me. It concerns my field. There are things that are going to change a lot of business architecture. So if the business architecture is changing and I am not changing as an accountant and as an auditor, then I should be ready to go to a scene as Madam Flash said. Ready to be a dinosaur. As I used to say in my office, you are not a typewriter. You are not a typewriter. It's only if you're a typewriter, you don't want to change. A typewriter will not just be there. No, you are not a typewriter. You must know what is going on. And of course, you must change. Now, looking at the journey of technology, in telecom technology now, in order for me to simplify for us now, we started from 1G. 1G gave the opportunity for us to be able to talk wirelessly. You can walk around and you can talk. That is what 1G did for us. Then from 1G, we moved to 2G. 2G has the capacity of 1G with addition of you being able to send SMS. Not only that, from 2G, we moved to 3G. 3G has the capacity of 2G. In addition to that, you will also be able to do what the internet browsing. And let me say this, Between 2G and 3G, between 3G and 4G, there is 2.5G, there's 2.75G, there's 3G. Now, between 3G and 4G, there's 3.5G, and there's also 3.75G. There's no need for us to go into this history of that. How did I got to know this? I got to know this when I was in telecom for over 10 years, managing budgets of billions of naira, signing budgets. And of course, I asked myself, Wale, you're a young man, do you want to go to jail? I don't want to go to jail. I will ask questions when the engineers are coming. What is this? What is that? From the question, and from there, I will ask for resources. I will go for training on this, and I discover that this is not rocket science. It's important for me to learn it in order for me to be able to be in line with what's happening in the future. So from 3G, we move to 4G. 4G has the capacity of 3G. In addition to that, we were able to do we was able to do video water streaming. What we have now is 5G, very powerful. 5G is 4G speed times 100, very, very speed, which means that what? It will consume a lot of data. In fact, data consumption comes from 3G. And of course, from 3G to 4G to 5G, there is high level of data consumption. When you have a smartphone and you own 3G on your smartphone, the data consumption on 3G cannot be compared to 4G. It's higher. The same way, 5G now, data consumption will be higher because we're able to do quite a lot of things, with the 5G. So 5G is here for stay. Every chartered accountant should have the knowledge of 5G, should know what's all about it. And please do not shy away from it. Now, let's look at it now. What is emerging technology? Emerging technology is just a term generally used to describe a new technology. The new thing, the new car now. Oh, what's the emerging car? Oh, what's the emerging this, emerging now? So the emerging technology is a term used to describe what a new technology. So emerging technology are technology whose development, practical application, or both are still largely unrealized, so that they are vigorously emerging into prominence from a background of work and non-extent of obscurity. Now, they are digital tools which represent new and significant developments within a particular field. Now, when I'm saying within a particular field, including accounting and other field, is a set of technologies that are being generated and tested as a result of the successive innovation. It forms an important part in digital transformation journey. You cannot talk about digital transformation without talking about emerging technology, because emerging technology there is a greater phenomenon in the journey of digital transformation. The question now is that we've been hearing emerging technology, we've been hearing disruptive technology, are they the same thing? No, emerging technology is not the same thing as disruptive technology. Let me state it this way. Every disruptive technology is an emerging technology, but not every emerging technology is a disruptive technology. I'll say that again. Every disruptive technology is an emerging technology, but not every emerging technology is a disruptive technology. What does that tell you? Now, there's what we call disruptive technology and there's what we call sustainable technology. A technology can be disruptive and it can also be sustainable. So sustainable means that, it's the same thing. We are just adding features to it to make it better. For example, now maybe you have under 2006. So you can have 2006 AR, you can have 2006 AB, or that's sustainable. You see, but coming out from, you are changing the architecture, you are changing the field totally. The way things are done, that makes it destructive totally from the. So every destructive technology is an emerging technology, but not every emerging technology is a destructive technology, because we have what they call a destructive technology. We also have what we call sustainable technology. Now, let's look at the top 10. The top 10 emerging technologies that is going to affect, it's already affecting and going to affect more the accounting and audit profession. What the first one, artificial intelligence. I always say this: every chartered accountant should have at least the basic knowledge of artificial intelligence. I remember when I was writing my ICAN and we used to do MIS. I was like, I can't bring this into where would they have it now? But now, thank God, we did not let it there. So every chartered accountant must have the knowledge of artificial intelligence. What called artificial intelligence, there's what called collective intelligence. Collective intelligence is the coming together of human beings. Artificial intelligence is what machine can do in replacement of human beings, trying to mimic the intelligence of human beings. That's what we call artificial intelligence. We have what 5G as I've explained. And please take note, 5G will not be in this spot forever and ever. 6G will take this place. 7G will take this place. In fact, from the new research I've done, 8G to 11, there is a skeptical of information about it, but of course, 5G is reigning. 6G and 7G research is already on. So which means even 5G itself will be disrupted. It will be disrupted with 6G and 7G. Then we have Internet of Things. It's a greater emerging technology. We have robotics. We have robotics accountant. I was saying this, at the last CITN conference, that the tax authority should be looking at a situation whereby if in a business organization you have 100 people, And all of a sudden, they embrace that transformation. And out of the 100, they say, okay, we don't need 80 again. Let's sack 80. So then we employ 10 robotics. After employing 10 robotics, what does that mean? There will be a decline in pay. So if 80 stars are gone, then you are bringing 10 robots. And I ask the question, then the tax administrator should be looking at how to tax the robots. That is the way to go. But you cannot tax the robots if you don't understand what the robot is. If you don't have the robotic tax technology yourself, you cannot do that. So robot is coming as a emerging technology, and it's going to affect us as an accountant positively in a great way. Then we have, of course, the blockchain technology. We have the biometrics, which of course we know. We have the virtual reality that, of course, is upcoming now. There we have the serverless computing. We have the natural language processing. And of course, we have the quantum water. We have the quantum computing. Now, the question is, what's artificial intelligence? Let me just look at, because artificial intelligence is very, 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 very key. So it is a simulation of human intelligence. A simulation of human intelligence means that any task performed by a program or a machine will be carried out in the same way in which a human being will have done it. So it has an ultra-wide scope to deal with problems and to learn through past experiences. The core part of artificial intelligence, what is there, is algorithm. For example, now, if you're a type that you like to go to a social media, probably LinkedIn, like for myself, for my example, myself, my best social media is LinkedIn, and there's particular area that I like to go to. What algorithm will do for me? They will study the way I do things. Immediately I just log into LinkedIn, you will prop up more information relating to that thing for me. That's the power of what? That's the power of what emerging technology, and that's the power of algorithm. Artificial intelligence, AI demonstrates some of the behavior that is linked with human intelligence, such as planning, reasoning, learning, manipulation, creativity, and of course, and more. So the concept of what AI is and what it can do has changed from time to time, but the core idea can be explained as machine that can think and act like human being. Machine that can think and act like what and human being. So developers and researchers, they are constantly working towards making the machine capable of interpreting the world around and picking up changes whenever it's required. Now, the big question is that, is AI changing the world? Definitely. AI is changing the world. AI will change the world in many different ways. And there are different parts of industry that will be directly affected by the robotic and of course the automatic the automobile sector. So there are just some of the ways, and there are many other ways in which we change the world. Now, let's look at what are the types of artificial intelligence. There are 4 different types of artificial intelligence, 4 different types. And these 4 types aren't all created equally. They are not the same. Some are far more sophisticated than others. Some of these types of AI aren't even scientifically possible right now. According to the current system of classification, the 4 primary AI types are, number 1, we have the reactive AI. Reactive AI is like, it will react based on information given to it. Example is your spam mail. If you have a particular mail coming from a particular somebody or a company that you don't like the mail, just spam it. So subsequently, what happens is that when that mail comes, it will not come to your inbox, it will go to what? It will go to your spam mail. That's the power of reactive it's the power of reactive AI. Then we have limited memory AI. Limited memory AI can do a bit of what human being can do, but very, very limited. As name is, for example, is autonomous vehicle. Autonomous vehicle can move on its own. We just give instruction, it will move on its own. But of course, it has a limited memory, which means that what? It has a limited capacity of what it can do, which is gone beyond that, and of course, you have to hold on until it's given for that. Then we have the theory of mind AI. The theory of mind AI is higher than limited memory. That is Umaro. Example is Umaro software. There's a robot that's well known in the world now. We call it Sophia. You can Google it. Go to Google it. I will just play a video, but I have a very short time. Robots that can talk, you can interact with the robot, you can ask questions. Now, do you remember that they can think on their own? They can have a bit of feeling. Of course, it's very, very it's very limited. The higher one is self-aware AI. This one can do everything human being can do. But of course, please take note. This is not in a sense in anywhere, and of course, it has been scientifically proven that this might not even very, very possible, because you can never see any robot that will do everything the same thing human being will be able to do. Now, what are the risks? I always say there's a risk to AI. Now, and I always say that, but where there is no control, there will be definitely be abuse. There is need for global AI governance to ensure safety of human race. If there is no AI governance, the way it is going, there's a problem for human race. And of course, that's a code for me. Now, let's look at this. This happened. If you can look at my screen, this happened. I picked this online. It happened. This was posted on the 4th of January, just this year. Now, A facial recognition tool identified a black man as a suspect in a theft in Louisiana. Louisiana is a state in the United States. Now, he was arrested 3 states ahead, 3 states and 7 hours away from the scene of the crime, and spent nearly 1 week in jail. But there's a big problem. What's the problem? The man has never been to that state. Let me give an example. Maybe there was a theft case in Lagos State, and with the power of AI was able to capture the face of the person, and they captured the face of the say, oh, say this is the person. And when the person was arrested maybe probably in Ekiti. I'm like, okay, how can this person did something and he's already in Ekiti? Okay, well, the person was arrested in Ekiti. And when they arrested the person in Ekiti, they after interrupted, they discovered that this person is an Ekiti man. He has never been to Lagos in his life. He has never been to Lagos. So what happened? But this guy has been in jail. What is this? This is one of the disadvantages of AI. Interruption of privacy of human being. This guy has been arrested because of AI. AI said facial recognition is the person. When the guy approved that he has never been to that state. The discussion is still online. I'm following the discussion, very, very interactive, and of course, very quite a knowledge of what AI can do. Now, let's quickly look at the impact of digital tools in delivering audit and accounting service. Now, of course, the future and today's use of emerging technology are transformed into different fields: agricultural, education, entertainment, not only finance. Quite a lot of fields that we have the interaction of the emerging technology. So, in order to understand the impact of that tools on audit and accounting profession, it is important to understand the forces that are driving the fourth industrial generation. Number one, we have data, very, very important. Data. Number two, we have transformation. And of course, we have new opportunities, digital trends that are bringing new opportunities for the finance professionals to bring additional added value to business overall. And let's quickly, of course, assurance tools there. Looking at the future of assurance as an accountant and of course as an auditor, data technology will enable auditors to be more agile in leveraging controls and forward-looking on the insights they can bring to decision makers. Assurance of some businesses' processes will become more continuous and, of course, more of real time and what we have in the way. So, because of our time, I'm trying to stay within time so that Mr. Sheson will not send me away. Of course, I would like to also look at this. Now, I want us to look at this statement down here. Accounting firms will even find themselves competitive with technology companies such as Apple, Facebook, Google to attract employees to design algorithm. We are going to get to a level that you see an IT engineer or a chartered accountant, a digital chartered accountant, we have problem to decide whether to join Apple or to join an accounting firm. It is getting to that level. You could see that there have been a lot of layoffs. There have been layoffs from Google. I think it was actually coming from Twitter, Musk, and quite a lot of them. Those knowledge guys are going to spread into different industries, and there's going to be a massive change, including accounting including an accounting firm. We'll probably be able to put them now. Let's look at drones. Drones is something that is going to help us, and it's going to require a lot of things in audit. So you cannot use manual audit approach to obtain all relevant, reliable, and sufficient audit evidence in the digital environment. For you to have a relevant, reliable, and sufficient audit evidence in the digital era, you need to be a digital auditor. As powerful as digital tools are or are expected to become, they nevertheless are not substitute for the auditor's knowledge, judgment, and exercise of professional skepticism. Please take note. Reports can never take our place in 100%. No, it's not possible. Chartered accountants are still very relevant, but with a clause, a digital chartered accountant are still relevant. We don't need to be afraid of digital technology. It is something that's going to help our profession. And of course, auditors need to become more advisory-like in order to be relevant in the digital world. Now, what are the skills? The skills of a visual accountant. Of course, you must have an experience coaching skills, you must have vision coaching skills, you must have emotional intelligence skills, you must have digital coaching skills, which is the awareness and application of existing and emerging technology. You must have creative coaching skills, the ability to use your existing knowledge in a new situation to make and generate new idea. Intelligence skills, and of course, technical skills and ethics. Okay, now let's look at this. What are the increasing demand? Jobs that are increasing demand, so that we can see ourselves where we are as an accountant. Data analytics. We have the AI, big data scientists, specialists. We have digital marketing and strategy. In my office, we have to employ a digital marketer. We are still on that now. Somebody that we handling gone are the days as an audit firm. What concerns you with all this? But you have to do. You can get audit evidence. I get audit evidence of my clients from their social media handle. Yes, Oh, they just bought so thing. I'll tell my employer, please write it down. The next one is we need to ask them, where are the documents? They need to show us, you know. So gone are the days as auditor, you sit in your office and you be waiting for the next cycle of audit before you get to. You can be accumulating your audit evidences through social media and of your clients. I'm doing that, and we're doing that in my office. Business development professionals, increasing demand. Of course, we have the data transformation specialists, information security analysts, software. Don't be surprised. These are the people that are jackpotting. These are the people in Nigeria that have this knowledge that are jackpotting, because this knowledge is in increasing demand in our world. Don't be surprised that you have banks are struggling with their internet banking. Yes, because the good guys among them, they are the guys that are doing this. Their jobs are increasing demand, and they will live to a country that will put better value on them. So what job are they reducing demand? We have data entry clerks, reducing demand. People don't need them anymore. Or probably more like reduce administrative and executive or secretary. Accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, they are reducing. Seriously reducing, because their AI, their software that will do that work perfectly. Accountant and auditor is reducing. There's no doubt about that. So that's why you have to be a digital accountant. You have to be a digital auditor. Assembly and factory workers, business services and administration managers, client information and customer service workers, general operations and manager, mechanics, and of course machinery, water repairs, material recording and stock keeping and class. Now let's look at this, comparing the past with the future. Accountant of the future. The accountant of the future is an accountant that will to work anytime. As I'm talking to you now, I'm in my house, delivering these days. Before, this is not possible. In fact, this time is not even possible to deliver this kind of thing. That is not possible at this time. We'll probably create an hall. We have to rent a big hall. We go to Sheraton Hotel. We fit in the afternoon. We are doing it late in the night now. Of course, in Nigeria, I know that people that are flocking from other countries of the world. Borderless environment. An accountant of the future must be an accountant must be able to work at any time, not accountant to work from 9 to 5. You must be able to work anywhere. So working in the corporate office is not the style anymore. You must be able to use any device. You must be able to use any device, everything that is. So not only using the company equipment, you must be able to focus on output. Input is not the only thing. What is the output? And you can be in the office and you are not bringing the output. But when you are anywhere, you are bringing the output, then you are accountant for you must be able to create your own ladder. There's no ladder anywhere. All the ladder have been scattered. No ladder anywhere. Please write it down. All ladder in every business ocean have been destroyed, and they have been ruined, and they have been burned. You as an accountant, and to be ready for the future, you must be able to create your own ladder. To be a digital accountant, you must be able to customize your work, share information. Forget about it. You are hiding information. I hear you. See, in my office, I don't hide information. When we are doing things, we project it. Everybody project. You see it. No knowledge ID. Gone are the days. See, you want to be a successful leader. You want to be a successful leader. It is not by you hiding. It's not by you hiding the knowledge that you're better for. You'll be better when you share information. Every information you don't share is a wasted information. Wasted information, useless. But for you as a leader and for you as an accountant, you must try as much as possible to render yourself useless in your current level. If you are not useless in your current level, you cannot be useful in the next level. And for you to be useless in your current level, you must share information. When you share information within your client, within your colleagues, then there is information for you at a high level. So gone are the days you want to hold information. Those are the old style. You must try to become a leader. Rely on collaboration technologies. Focus on adaptive modeling. Then, of course, democratized learning and teaching. Let's look at pros and cons of emerging technology. I'm going to be fast now. My time has actually gone more. Okay, I'm going to be looking at advantages for. Of course, there'll be error reduction. Emerging technology, AI will bring a lot of error reduction. It's going to ensure the difficult exploration, areas that cannot be explored. It's going to help us a lot to be able to explore the area. Daily application, it can use daily digital assistant, no break. Machine doesn't go on break. Machine will not ask for maternity leave or paternity. The machine will not okay, maybe if you want to just do updates this and that. Machine will not talk. Machine will work once in the perfect condition. It will increase work efficiency and of course reduce cost of training and operation. So what are the benefits? More benefits. It's going to help in repetitive job, take risks instead of human. Instead of you facing the risks, you see the machine taking that risk. We have a faster decision making because of data analytics, new innovation, deeper data analysis, and of course, make life a better one there easier. Now, what are the pitfalls? What are the risks? High cost of creation, that is there. Making human being lazy, unemployment, no emotion. Machine don't have any emotion. Lacking out of box of thinking replaces human being, and of course, restrictive or dangerous when out of control. Automation, privacy violation, as I've shared. Imagine that guy now that's going to jail for 1 week for the crime that is being committed. Why? Because of the failure of AI. Privacy violation, that's one of the major risks of emerging technology. Algorithm bias caused by what? By bad data, social economic inequality, market volatility is also one of the major problems. Weapon autonomous. Between the war between Ukraine and Russia, the so-called smart weapon. Russia now is using more smart weapons over Ukraine. They will not have the like of United States of America supporting. That's what we're talking about AI. You see bigger nations using the power over smaller nations, which is not a good thing. That's why they must brought AI with the AI governance. Lack of transparency, lack of liability for action, and quite a lot of that. So what are the roles of auditors? What are the roles of accountants in emerging with technology? Auditors and accountants as business partners definitely have roles to play in AI technology. Number one, you have to support the AI project. Don't go against it. That because that the training is not IFRS training, or the training is not on the financial accounting processes and systems. So you not support it. No. Support it is an AI project. Be there, be part of it. Not only support it, try as much as possible to ensure you get yourself involved in the project. Get involved in the project, get the knowledge. Look at data collection, organize it and analyze it better for them. Data integrity, that's our work. We can look at it and say, oh, this data is good for you, this is not good for you. Budget provision for AI training, ensure fairness, objectivity, and transparency. We have to be ready with a plan before change happen. As an accountant, we must be ready with a plan before change happen. Now, let's quickly look at business opportunities. Business opportunities for every chartered accountant and audit firm. You have to be a digital accountant to be able to benefit from business opportunity in disrupting and artificial intelligence. I can tell you for free, company will need the service of an expert in analyzing their financial figures. So, but if you are not a digital chartered accountant, of course, definitely that will be difficult for you to do. Businesses will need the input of financial experts doing AI intelligence for brainstorming. You see company now going to digital transformation. So they will need a digital chartered accountant to help them to be part of that committee in order to be able to make their decision. If they are not one, then of course that will be difficult for you to be part of it. Now, the need to review the accounting process of the business organization during digital transformation, of course, to be required is there. Traditional service to ensure compliance with relevant tax law. There'll be emerging technology, then there'll be tax impact of that. So if you are not a digital tax professional, how will you be able to be part of it? It must be brought out for you to be able to be part of the business. We need technical support in that the technology to ensure customer satisfaction. And of course, business we need an expert to assess the financial capability, to assess their financial capacity before embarking on the project. The business we need both internal and statutory audit services, even in the digital transformation or the digital transformation era. I always share this that in business is either you are a disruptor or what you are disrupted. A disruptor is somebody that comes with a new knowledge, a new thing. You have changed the process, then of course you make it to be again. A disrupted business or an accountant or anybody is somebody that is unprepared. He has been disrupted, and of course, definitely as a disruptor, you are going to gain in the short run. A disrupted person will be a loss. It's not a problem for you to be disrupted. It's not a problem, but you must try as much as never to be displayed. You can be disrupted. It's not a crime for you to be disrupted, but it's a crime for you as an accountant to be displaced. What does displacement mean? Displacement means that what? There have been changes. As Manufacturer have said, the changes outside is far different from the changes inside. Then, of course, you have been displaced. So, in business, you will definitely be disrupted, but never allow yourself to be safe. And of course, I want to say, never be normal in business. An accountant should not be normal. What I'm saying, I'm not saying that it should be normal abnormal in other side. But what I'm saying that try as much as possible to approach your work with a different level of eye in order to see if there's any change. So what do you need to do to disrupt? Number one, look at the business model, change the business model, the process, change the product, and of course, change the services in order for you to be able to disrupt. Now, let's look at it. I always like to talk about leadership in my class. Now, being a leader does not mean that you cannot make mistakes. No, a true leader is one who is humble enough to admit their mistake. Being in leadership position does not exempt you from mistake. No, you don't accept from mistake. It even shows that you as a leader, if you are able to accept your mistake, then definitely it makes you want to be a better leader. This is what was said, one of the best classes that I worked in Nigeria. He said, in leadership, you don't attract who you want, you attract who you are. You cannot be a thief and you want to attract, an integrity person. No, it's not possible. In leadership, you don't attract who you want, you attract who you are as a leader. I'm rounding up. So the question is, who are you? Forcing yourself to be accepted by people is a waste of time. Just focus and add value to yourself. Focus and add value to yourself, and people shall come seeking for your help. They will seek for your knowledge. Focus on yourself, add value to yourself, and what they focus on now. This was what was said by Michael Fell. This is the guy that went won gold medal in the Olympics. So if you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do. Very, 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 very important. So what are my recommendations? Accountants should embrace data technology in offering service to customers. Customers need to always be concerned when implementing new technology. Feedbacks should be used to improve on the existing business technology. Then, of course, encourage flexible agile operation and business operation, continually upskills, and of course, accountants should be innovative to move to different terrain, as Amanda Folashade did. She moved to a different terrain, and of course, we can see her today, shining in her field. Constantly disrupting constantly disrupting the industry, ensuring constant corporate governance, and of course, quite a lot of things. I want to also bring to us where I, as a person, I pick free knowledge every Tuesday and Thursday. ICAN on air. I am begging you. You don't need to pay for it. In my office, I told all my staff, clicking once it's 6, I'll call everybody, click in and learn from this. Every Tuesday and every Thursday, ICAN on the air, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you pick free knowledge there, and of course, quite a lot of things to do. Now, this is my departing slide. This was said by Elon Musk. He said, if things are not failing, you are not innovating with enough. If they are failing, it means that you are doing something new. It means that you are changing the table. So don't be discouraged. It means that you are not innovating. Thank you very much. God bless you. So thank you so much, Sasha Son. I hope I didn't take much of the time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wale Abiola, Olawale Abiola, for another insightful time. Please, let's do it in a digital way by giving him a very round of applause. Let me feel it. Let me feel the vibes. Let me feel the vibes. It's a very great session that Olawale has brought in. I'm sure those that are connected are digitally inclined and they can give me that round of applause. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah. This is another bumper bar of mentoring session. A lot of questions has actually been rolling in. And I can tell you, as things are changing, we just need to flow in line with it. Thank you very much, Mr. Wale, for sharing your evening and having that willingness to actually impact our members who are actually on call. I can tell you for free, like you said, our institute is not sitting on its oars. It's been working tirelessly. I'm sure there is review of syllabus to integrate some of the AI, machine learning into our syllabus so that you can pick it right from onset before you do. And for those of us that are qualified, I'm sure you know that majority of our processes has been automated by the Institute. As someone who is in practice, I'm sure Wale will affirm this to me. You want to get your practicing license now. It is not the way you used to do it those days, so where you start carrying certificate.
No, everything's online
up
now.
And down. Now you go online, do those things. Even when you want to get a confirmation of your district, you don't need to do anything. You just send a bill online. They approve it. The institute say you are fine, and they give you your practicing license. Is to tell you that your institute is aware of this, and that's why Dr. Deji Awobutu and Chioma, if I ask, put together this program to educate our members, plug into it, and make sure that you get the latest thing that is expected for you. It is a good initiative, and Dr. Deji, Chioma, thank you for opening our eyes. Without wasting our time, I'll quickly run to the question and answer for both you and Folashade. Folashade, I want to believe you're on call.
Sure.
Thank you very much. You seem not to have too much of questions when I wrote over. In fact, the compliment is that Great Ife are always doing justice to everything. It's just for them to go and learn again. All the links they need to go and tap from, you already shared it in your slide. And to all our listeners, we can assure you that to all the attendees today, we have your details. We'll share with you the presentation. For those that did not attend the first one, well, you can only have it because the way it goes is that every attendees, we share the presentation to them. And that we did during the first episode of this program. We are going to do the same after this show. The rest are sure that you get the presentation. But let me quickly take the question. They seems to bother around Mr. Wale with Agunze is asking this question that what will be the relevance of auditing of digital entry, since our AI will now be a tool that we'll be using for audits. You can note it so that you take them all together. Also, Mary is asking, as accountant, who wants to go into IT? I think you and Shade can share it.
Can you take the first question again? Sorry.
Okay, the first question is saying that what's the relevance of auditing in the digital space since AI will now be doing more of the audit work?
Okay.
Okay. So Mary is asking, this I will share within you and Fola Shade, that as accountant who wants to go into IT, which of the programs will you suggest to start with? She's trying to take at least a startup for our side. And I have Nancy, who is saying to Wale, how is 5G technology relevant to auditor? What are the benefits of this 5G as mentioned in your presentation? And the last but not the least, Niyi is asking that you provide us with lists of sites to visit to learn about artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, to enhance the work as an auditor, as an accountant. She referred to some of the things that Fola Shade did. So those are the few things. Let me first give the floor to Fola Shade to attend to Mary's question, which you can add to if you are responding to. Fola Shade, please give us what are the programs, at least for a startup, who wants to divert into IT, like you move from zoology to accounting and now to an IT guru.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. I would suggest the accountant that want to veer into technology should probably start with ITIL certification. That's ITIL, ITIL certification. I did that when I was even in the telco. What that does is, it helps you to demonstrate that you are educated in service management, best practices, that you utilize processes terminology. And they do that in Nigeria. That's actually the first step. And beyond that is, like I said, those websites that I displayed. ITIL is Information Technology Infrastructure Library. It's a framework that is designed to standardize the selection, planning, delivery, maintenance, and overall life cycle of IT services within a business. What that does is to improve efficiency and achieve predictable service delivery. You are coming from a service point of view. For me, that's the startup. I did that as far back as 2006, 2005. I didn't know it's going to come handy when I found myself in digital banking. In addition to that, the Coursera site that I referred to, there are several certification courses. I've talked about Scrum Master. That one even allows you to do projects. The most challenged area of institutions in delivering projects, even fintechs, is the itchy legs of the programmers, the developers, the testers. If you are certified as a tester, as a programmer or a developer today, you will never go hungry. And we have such millennials that are holding 3 jobs globally. And when your stress becomes too much, they will just throw in the towel. That was your problem. You are paying Naira and they are getting $100 per hour without leaving their room. So I want to encourage you to also seek counsel from people that have gone through that journey. And you must also know your niche market. What is your strength? What are you good at other than be an accountant and audit? You can also go into consulting, but you need an IT knowledge. And those are a few examples that I could give for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Folashade, for that insight. And I want to believe that Mary and other people that actually need it are. So Wale, I yield the floor to you to respond to some of those questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chesson. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, now the first one that I think was touching to me was the relevance of auditing in digital space because of AI and quite a lot of things. Now, this is what I will have to say. You know, auditing is not, I'm talking about now the statutory audit. It's not a personal thing. It's not something that a company decides whether it should be done or should not be done. It's a statutory requirement for mostly every piece of organization. Of course, the introduction of the Finance Acts have exempted some small companies that is not compulsory. Of course, for the bigger one, you know, most especially for public limited companies and also for public interest entity. That's another topic on its own. Public entity and public interest entity. Very, very important for them to carry out statutory audit. So, as I've said in my presentation, that AI, algorithms, robotic accounting will not take the space of an accountant. Auditing is still very, very relevant. You have to carry your books. The book of business relations needs to be audited. But however, the thing I'm saying here is that for you to audit, you know, a digital company, then you as a chartered accountant, you have to be a digital accountant. You cannot use the same audit process, the manual audit process, you know, that you use to carry out for a manual organization. You want to use that same for a digital company, that will not work. My firm was we were in a session to be engaged as an auditor for a company, and we were there in the board meeting. I led my team to there, and one of the questions they were asking that, oh, how are we going to do this? That they have several of their staff and several of their assets in different locations, and what kind of software we are going to use. And I was like, wow, audit firm, you are asking audit firm software question. You know, my colleagues were just looking at me, sir, when we go back to this, is it that we went for, you know, IT job, or they said, no, that is a new trend. That's a new trend at an audit firm. If you are not, you know, IT compliant, if you don't know how to approach your work in the digital client, then clients will push you away. They were amazed. So now, artificial intelligence will not take the work of an auditor, but it will only take the work of an auditor that is not a digital auditor. So auditing, accounting is still very, very relevant. Another person asked a question of what's the benefit of 5G. I stated that in my slide. 5G is the latest technology, the telecommunication technology. 5G will bring smart city. It's going to bring smart offices. It's going to bring Internet of Things. In fact, 5G is what will drive AI. It's going to drive AI in a high level. So that is why, as an accountant and as an auditor, you have to take the knowledge of what of 5G. You have to understand the knowledge of 5G. It's not that you have to know everything, but know what it entails. So 5G brings a lot of benefits for us as an accountant. It's going to make our work easier. You know, it's going to make a lot of things easier for us as an accountant. Our audit program, gone are the days probably you have to go to a warehouse of clients in order to carry out inventory taking. No, with drone, you can sit in your office. With drone, you can send drone down to the client office. There's a video I'm supposed to share, but I couldn't share because of limited time. Now, there's a video, you can send video down to client office. The video, the drones will do the video for you, will do the stock taking, and you'll be happy. You have your report. You know, you have the report online. Look at blockchain. Blockchain, quite a lot of things. 5G will drive all this technology. So it's going to be a lot of benefit for us, not only as an accountant, of course, as individual, and of course as a country as a whole. And I think I've taken most questions that are connected to me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wale. you've done justice. But somebody is asking this. I don't know if you'll be able to provide response to that.
Okay.
Abike, they saying, how relevant is CISA? That is the System Information, Certified Information System Audit, so digital accounting.
Very, very relevant. Please, if you can do it, please do it.
Okay, I know very well revered past president, Alhaji Razak Jayola always preached that. Yeah, he's one of the leading people who give CISA certification. A 5-star listener to ICAN on air. The man is technologically inclined more than me, who is a young generation. So since I can allude to what you say, that CISA is very, very fundamental and key.
He's a major, Alhaji Dayola is a major interference to my knowledge of technology. My days in writing ICAN exam, my days in knowing him. I used to ask the question, what concerns this man with technology? He said, no, every chartered accountant must appreciate it. But thank God, we did that time. Now we are benefiting it now. So, I mean, you cannot talk about technology in ICAN without talking Alhaji Dayola. So that is still there. But just that now we are having it in a higher level. So I also testify to that Alhaji Dayola as one of the front runners to knowledge of IT, bringing IT to the knowledge of accountants.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wale. You can stop sharing. We appreciate you greatly. Like you can see on the screen, you can hook up with Mr. Wale on Wale Abiola on LinkedIn, Ola Wale Abiola, and like FFL. No, she's my sister, so we have a way of calling herself FFL. That is Folashade Femi Lawal. That is the brand name. That is the logo. For people that know Sheson, some don't even know him as Sheson. All they look out for is MC Easy. So for Folashade Femi Lawal, FFL, you can hook up with her as Folashade Femi Lawal on LinkedIn. They can guide you. Definitely once you prompt them, they will do. We are all on LinkedIn to make sure that you can catch up with Chioma too, and Dr. Dijawo Botu on LinkedIn, Chioma Ifanyeze on LinkedIn. They are all available to guide you. The major thing that is the focus of this group is to make sure that if the federal government refuses to move you out of poverty, as professional, we should be able to show you the next level to key into. And when you follow the people that know the way, that know the road, definitely you are better off for it and you are prepared even for the future. Are we permitted to relate to the presenter privately? Yes, Dayo. Hook up with them on LinkedIn. They are ready to make it available. They are my very good brothers and sisters.
Maybe I can add to this. Sorry, Mr. Sheson.
Okay.
Already, I am asking questions on my private phone already. People already sending me questions already. I'm asking as we're talking now. So please.
Okay. So I'm sure you will see via the slide the details of some of our paper presenters, so you can hook up with them. The bottom line is that we've done 2 sessions. You must not remain the same. We are starting the new year. It's quite strategic. I don't know where they got the inspiration for to start from the end of the year and function into a new year. Don't end 2023 the same way. What are the different things that you need to do to actually equip yourself? Don't join the bandwagon that the economy is really not good. Fine, we understand that. But it's what you contribute as an entrepreneur, as an IT guru, like Folashade, so lot of people are actually making lots of dollars just at the comfort of their home without getting to Buritala Mohammed Airport. But what they do is when they now earn the dollar, they will now use it to go and have holiday over there. And the Oyinbo they are serving will not know that is the man that is doing the magic all the way from Nigeria. So equip yourself, do more. One thing I can assure you is the ICAN Highflyer mentoring program is a program that will continue, and you always see individuals that are equipped. They are not just coming to give you theoretical paper or theoretical presentation. They are things you can see from Mr. Wale Abiola, practical things. He's an SMP who has a firm, and he's telling you practical things that they are doing. FFL is a senior manager out there. He's not just telling you that they did it. I am developing. We developed it, and that's what you and I are relying on. So we are prepared and we are ready to bring this to you every month. Spend your evening with us. I can always assure you that you get the best. Let me tell you that if you missed the last episode, you can go to YouTube and then check out ICAN Highflyer and then listen to the presentation by Chioma Ifeanyi Eze and Dr. Deji Awobotu. I can tell you that you always look out for evening to be with ICAN Highflyer because it is new every third Sunday from 8 p.m. Somebody that is not here, tell them they are missing. On that note, let me especially appreciate our paper presenter for today, Folashade Femi Lawal. Thank you very much for coming to educate our member. Not just that alone, for actually broadening their horizon, taking them to the next level. I can assure you that in the next few months, you will see some of your mentee that you are proud of to say, yes, it was the inspiration you gave to me, FFL, when I joined iBrand, Highflyer mentoring program that has changed my horizon. And this is where I am today. Thank you very much. And to Mr. Wale Abiola, thank you very much for making our time with us this evening. I can tell you that the dynamic is changing, and you are bringing that to bear for our members to have a wedding. There is nothing, people will respect you when you give them certain things that will transform their life. And that is what this mentoring program is all about. I cannot stop but appreciating Dr. Deji Awobotu, a member of the governing council of our great institute, and the Chioma Ifeanyi Eze for this initiative. It's superb, it's superlative. You know, I will not be part of something that will not add value. Trust MC Easy. He's an accountant, an energy specialist, currently a journalist, if you want to call him that. That is what Mr. Wale and the FFL has told me to. Just making sure that I'm everywhere, doing it the way it should be. Let me leave you on this note while you prepare for the week. Until I see you again for the month of February, stay cool, develop yourself, be determined, be intentional, read all the time. And I can assure you, by the time you end the year 2023, you will say, indeed, Highflyers mentoring program has changed your horizon. I will be there to guide you properly. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye, everyone. Thank you.